All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten son Yahweh Shai to deliver us from this captivity. To you I say Shalom. This video is going to be entitled Isaiah 4:1 is at the door. And it's a video response, somewhat of a video response, not completely. Elder Apostle Tahar did a video titled this, uploaded it recently. And, a couple brothers also did some videos recently, which Isaiah 4:1 is a hot topic in prophecy right now due to certain circumstances within America, aka Babylon the Great. A lot of people are noticing how desperate and how difficult it is becoming to survive. They're choosing between eating and paying bills. They're choosing pleasure over responsibilities. And a lot of times, especially a few years back, pleasure outweighed responsibilities. You were able to go out, hang out, drink, party, do everything you wanted to do, spend up all your money, and work throughout the week, take care of bills, take care of, different things like that, and still be able to party, bullshit, and have fun. And now you're not able to do that, right? That's not an option anymore. Right, you have to choose. Do I go out this weekend? Do I try to have fun? Do I try to do this, do that? Or do I pay this phone bill? Or do I pay my car note? Or do I pay my rent? Right? And it's really falling on these women. That's why a lot of these women they're looking desperate. Right? You try to holler at a woman, she say, "Oh, I'm not really interested unless you're spending money." Why is that? Because they can't afford to pay their own bills. And if they can afford their own bills, they don't want to pay their own bills because they want to use their money for pleasure. That's why the scriptures say, "She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." So Isaiah 4:1 is a hot topic because once this society collapse, all of that, you got to spend money on me, you got to do this, you got to do that, all of these different tactics, right? Apostle Tahar call them games. Right, these women are playing very, very. They're playing games, right, to the point to where they'll make it seem like they're interested in you. They'll get you to spend money on them. Take them out and all this stuff. They don't want to give up the box, right? They don't want to actually start families with you. They're not really interested in you. They're interested in what you can provide for them. There was a video a brother did. Basically, the chick was like, you gotta spend money on me because that's what I'm worth. Basically, she's basically saying I'm worth you spending money on me. And then I think it was a Cooley podcast dude, whatever. He basically said, okay, he's spending all this money on you. What is he getting in return? She said, my time. You see, my time is very valuable because the time that I could be giving to my child and to me and blase, whatever, whatnot, I'm going to be giving it to that person, right? And basically, he came out and said it. He was right. So basically, you're spending all this money, your hard-earned resources, over some used-up box, right? And to spend time with a woman who has already birthed another man's child. So even if that was somebody you wanted to spend a lifetime with, or whatever the case is, someone else's legacy is being raised up in your household. And we already know how that works. You can't discipline that child. You can't correct that child. All you can do is pump more money into another man's legacy. So when this place, because it is already collapsing. If you go into these grocery stores, these different markets, you can clearly see the dwindling resources. Clearly. But people are so delusional. They see all of the other shelves with the cereals and processed foods and all of the different things is stocked up. You know, majority of it is stocked up, but a lot of the apples, the oranges, the bananas, the strawberries, the potatoes, all these different other resources, actual resources, are dwindling. So when these things start to cease, that's when people are going to snap into reality. Holy shit, I have nothing to eat. And that's when desperation will really kick in. That's when Isaiah 4:1 will be in full effect. Famine will humble you, man. And this is why the scriptures say, my servants shall eat and drink and be merry. Because the men of the Lord, those who are doing the work, those who are going on the highways and the byways, those who are trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're going to eat in that day. They're going to drink in that day. Isaiah 65, starting at the 13th verse. So the men of the Lord have nothing to worry about. It's you people in the world who look at us like we're crazy, who look at us like we're, pushing P, if you know what I mean. You know, the ones that look at us with disgust because we teach the scriptures according to doctrine when it comes to grape, right? You hate the truth. That's why Paul said it. He said, am I becoming your enemy because I tell you the truth? Everything that we teach is according to the Holy Scriptures, man. Starting with our heads and apostles, a great millstone, on down. And if you hate it, you hate the Heavenly Father, man. That's just the truth of the matter. You hate the Heavenly Father. You hate His ways. You hate righteousness. You hate judgment. So when and the Scriptures say the Heavenly Father loves His judgment. So when the Heavenly Father starts to enact judgment on you people, you're going to start crying for answers. There's a cry for wine in the streets. And that's when Isaiah 4:1 will be in full effect. Women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. You won't have to take a woman out on a date. You won't have to buy her expensive clothes and jewelry and different things like that. The only thing you're going to have to do as a man of the Lord is pump seed in her. That's it. That is it. Pump seed in her. And she's going to be grateful. She's going to be thankful. And she's going to pray and hope that she gets pregnant. She's going to pray and hope that she gets pregnant. A lot of these women right now are praying and hoping they don't get pregnant. Because they want hot girl summer. Right? They want to be a single, single and mingle. Right? They don't want the responsibility. Because they're not going to be able to travel whenever they want to. They're not going to be able to hang out in the streets however long they want to. They're not going to be able to just hop from home to home whenever and however they like to. So a lot of these women are going to die on this side. Majority of these women are going to die on this side. And there's going to be a handful, the one third, who's going to actually seek a man of the Lord. Right? The Heavenly Father already got them situated, man. He already has them preparing. They eating better in the gym. Right? You women, you know. The Heavenly Father has His men on their journey. We're studying the scriptures. We're teaching. We're gaining faith as a treasure. Right? And also you women as well. Changing your diet. Changing your mindset. Because, one thing that you people will have to understand is your Heavenly Father is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. And that man is an Israelite man. And that Israelite man will have multiple women. Point blank and period. So you can get with it now or you can get with it later. And if you get with it later, your ass is going to be humbled, man. Greatly. So much so to the point to where the Heavenly Father will you might lose some limbs. You know what I'm saying? You might lose some weight. All these women that think, I'm so thick, right? Cause you scroll on Instagram, man, there's some fine women out there with some big booties and you know, nice bodies. Yeah, how about Shimei Al-Shai can strip all of that away? All the creatine and protein powder. You think you doing something? You think the Heavenly Father cares about that? The Lord will literally strip you bare. Have you all skin and bone. And you were, and Apostle Hart just did a video. The men of the Lord gonna get that power, man. You know? Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai is going to give his men that power. The Lord can literally have it to where you are seconds away from death. And you finally run into a man of the Lord and he heal you and nourish you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai and recover you back to, you know, a healthy estate. But you're going to go through that pain. You're going to go through that suffering. You're going to go through that humiliation. All because you didn't want to get right now. If you don't get right now, the Lord will humble you in the future. That's why it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, ye careless daughters. Strip you, make you bare. The Heavenly Father is about to strip these women and make them bare. So when the time of all hell breaking loose, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7, what's going to happen? They're going to flock to the men of the Lord. And you're going to know, yeah, that's a man of the Lord. Because there's going to be a lack of men on the earth over here in America. Why? Because they're going to die in the wars. They're gonna, if the ones that don't die in the war, they're going to die of famine. And the ones that don't die of famine, they're going to die of pestilence. And the ones that don't die of pestilence, they're going to die, you know, the scriptures say in Amos, as of a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or ran into a house and a serpent bit him. Whatever plague the Heavenly Father has set up for these men, they gonna get it. You might think you escaping, you might think you're a safe case, but guess what? You gonna have a nigga in the shadows, like that movie Obsession. You know, motherfucker standing in the corner while you sleeping. Next thing you know, jump out, stab you with a knife. Now you're through. You know? So when the men of the Lord get that power, hey, they're going to eat, they're going to drink, then be merry. And you women, you're going to accept it. They're going to be like, you know what? Hey, look, you deal with them tonight. I'll wait. I'll wait for my turn. No. You deal with them tonight. You deal with them tonight. No, please, let me wait. Let me wait. You know? Really, though. Like the elder always say, you're going to have to beat these women off with a stick, man. Really think about that and really pay attention to that. Right now, you damn near fighting for a bitch attention. Like, she got so many different distractions. These cell phones, right? Because these cell phones, what do you have on social media? These different wicked ass TV shows and movies. You know what I'm saying? Just texting every other nigga up under the sun. You know? And you wonder why the bitch dry texting you. Because she texting 15, 20 different niggas. Yeah. No. Okay. When. That's how you know a woman is truly into you. When she start texting your ass paragraph after paragraph, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I say all that to say this. Isaiah 4:1 is right around the corner. Not because I think as a man it is. No, look at the spirit. Pay attention to history. Whenever there was a time of war, women suffered the most. Because they can't defend themselves. Right? I was watching House of Dragons. Last episode. I'm going to spoil it. Basically, you had soldiers come in because they need a refuge. And one of the soldiers tried to, grape a dude's sister. Right? She couldn't do nothing. The lady tried to help. pushed her away, broke her arm. She was through. You know what I'm saying? Even the dude, you know? And weak men are going to die too, man. These simps. Now, obviously, in the show, that shit was wicked because it was going off. But I say all that to make a point. A lot of these women cannot defend themselves. They got all that talk. The big, they might have a gun. You don't even know how to aim. You could, if you did stab somebody, you wouldn't be able to, you know what I'm saying? Unless the Lord could put the spirit on somebody, definitely. Don't get it twisted. The Lord could put the spirit on anybody to slay it, to slay a nigga. But on an average normal day, these women cannot defend themselves, man. They're defenseless. That's why they got 911. You know, they scream, they call out for help, nigga come running around the corner. Come neck first around the corner. Right? But guess what? In that day, during Jacob's trouble, there is going to be no one to call. There's going to be no one to call. So if you don't get right now, you're going to get right later. So I pray this is edifying, faith boosting them. Give all praises again to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.